Hello and welcome to Alternate Image Raid. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're talking about this new summon, whose name I honestly don't even know at this stage. And there's definitely some phoning it in that I feel going on with Raid, not just the game itself, but my engagement with it recently. Yeah, I don't. Loriaca, no. Oh, where'd it go? Great Hoof, Loriaca. And man, I was originally just going to go forward with this fragment event here, and then I wasn't because of one particular thing. Summon Rush event 1 and event 2. No champion chase tournament. So I typically and I advise this as a standard. Just go after guaranteed content in this game. You can get guaranteed rewards if you can get it. It's guaranteed. Get it. Like, why would you not? If it's not going to tax your account or your time or mental health or something, it's not having a serious negative effect for you, just go get it. And so this is a fragment event. Fragment events tend to be relatively easy. Even if the champion is mediocre, I don't care typically. Honestly, the last couple I've gotten without looking at the champion first, because I'm going to do, 3/4 of it without needing to, just getting the points for the basic events and tournaments and stuff that happen. And so I don't necessarily even look at the champion to see how good they are, because it doesn't matter. It's a guaranteed legendary for honestly not a significant amount of cost. So let's look at the champion, I guess, to help me make a final decision. So this is, I mean, I'd say live, but obviously this is recorded, but legitimately live in the sense that prior to this, I had not actually made a decision. I was going to go for it and then not. So let's see if this dissuades me. I don't know. A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of dealing 1 random buff. It's fine. Random being in possession of random buffs doesn't really matter much. It could, like in Arena, you could steal some buffs. In Doom Tower, you could steal some buffs. Not a lot of the bosses have buffs that you can steal. So let's see. Attack all enemies. 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease res. And then we get turn meter for each decrease res. The thing that I've struggled with the decrease res is devoting a champion entirely to decreasing the resistance of the enemies hasn't been something that I have managed to get on my teams. There are champions I have that do it. I'm sure other people have teams that use champions doing this. But having a whole champion who that's their only point and the rest of the team doesn't function without the decrease res, like if you have to get this resistance down in order to land your debuffs elsewhere, problematic. Block debuffs on all allies. Fills turn meter of all allies. Block debuffs always is nice in a variety of types of content. The turn meter boost is cool. Again, there's probably something for Arena or Doom Tower. There's probably some wacky clan boss team that you could do with it, with a very specific tune and stuff, which doesn't work too well because of the turn meter boost. Although if it's guaranteed to be a consistent turn meter boost, no, that should be fine. Let's see what the passive is. Fills this champion's turn meter ally buff is removed, transfer, stolen, or expires. Ooh. I mean, this champion could go really fast with that. But what are they doing when they go fast? They go fast, they get back to this, which just makes them go faster. I mean, without too much speed, we can keep this on 100% uptime with 4 turns dropping down to 3. And keep the block debuffs up. I mean, I guess extra speed would make that nice since we're going to be... No, it's only going to be a 3. I don't know. The champion's not great. Honestly. I would say easy pass. If it was going to be problematic for your account normally, easy pass. But in this case, possibly more easy of a pass. Again, given the double summon rush. And so the problem with that double summon rush, as opposed to getting a chase tournament, is the summon rush only cares about the quality of shard that you pull it does not care about what you get, which means ancient shards tend to be rather worthless. Even if you grab an epic or a legendary out of it, it doesn't matter. And you can't use previously saved fragments points. So they're decreasing the player's ability to do that. So in that regard, I would recommend skipping unless you already have identified a reason to get this champion. If it slots somewhere on a team and you're like, I want this, go for it. I'll leave the caveat as well. If you're able to get it even still without it being a problem, it's a guaranteed legendary. They could get buffed. So for me now, I'm in a position, we'll see that this event ends in 2 hours and 44 minutes as I record this. This is the same timer as the Summon Rush event, so I have 2 hours to decide if I want to go after this event. If I don't go after this event, I'm not getting the whole thing. And then that gives me two ways of thinking about this as well. 2,100 points gets me 5 fragments, and 3,500 gets me 15. Assuming the other half works the same way as this, which honestly is kind of a gamble of an assumption because they're definitely testing something sketchy with this. But if it does work the same, the next one is going to be a 2x event, which gives more value for pulling these shards. Because I'm not really going to bother going an extra, 3 shakers or something for this barrel. Ooh, that's a tough one. This again, the point of this video isn't so much advice for what you should be doing. Most people feel like this already is kind of a pass. But what is this getting on the I like all of these? And I like these. I have Tehanarak already, but I wouldn't be sad about a second one. I don't have Inquisitor. I think I'm going to pull for the 10x, which is, again, terrible advice generally speaking. And I think I'm going to go all the way to 3,500. So if I'm going to 3,500 points on this, how much do I need? Obviously, it's 7 Sacreds. We get 120 points for a Void Shard. Probably not pulling 20 Voids. And... ooh, 3 Sacred? No, I wouldn't have to pull 3. 20 Voids would be 2,400 points. I could pull 2 Sacreds and get the extra here. I'm probably going to do that. In this case, it isn't because of the fusion. I kind of want to pass just on the principle of the thing kind of logic. But I actually really want Inquisitor Shemael. I don't have them. Never gotten them. I want them. I don't have any of these. If I end up pulling those Sacreds, and if I get a dupe to Hanorak, that is excellent. Yeah, let's do it. I will be making sure I don't go to 25. I do not care about getting Demitha. So, bloop. We got a Kemptum. Not awesome. I have one. I'm actually currently building it, but not excellent in that regard. What do we got? No more epics, which of course is very big sad. Let's make sure we didn't mess up the math. We are at 2453 points. I need 2 sacred shards. And this only works because I just have so many sacred shards. I can pull these 2, and it just really doesn't matter. Right, it's Rilla. I actually don't think I have this one for the Sylvan Watchers faction, so at least one new champion, which isn't a bad thing. And Eofrig, I don't think I do either. The number of reviews makes it seem like he's new. Decrease attack, attack all, steals a random buff again, turn meter. This guy's a weird version of the champion we're getting. So, I mean, obviously that turned out retroactively. In hindsight here to, not retroactively, just in hindsight, not probably worth, not great on the pulls, but it was something that I would like to have tried to go for. Getting pulls on 10x's as opposed to 2x's, your just odds of getting anything at all is pretty limited. Hopefully this doesn't put me in a position where I'm not able to get a guaranteed void if it pops up and it's something I want, because those could come in at 110 or 120. And if it happens in the next couple of weeks, I probably won't have enough voids, which would be a bummer. Sacreds I'm doing fine on, and I did get that last ancient. I might still post a video for that one. I'm not sure if it'll be out before this one is or not. The polls weren't really the point. There was more the discussion about it that I kind of wanted. So check that out if you want to hear the discussion as to kind of a little bit of how I got all those ancient shards and how I get the resources to do this. Still going to be messing with a video to talk about my obscene amount of silver here soon. What do you think? Are you skipping this champion? You probably already decided, because by the time this actually gets posted, this summoner rush will be over and it'll be too late to make a decision based on this. I'm not trying to influence your decision, make you regret either way. If you decided to go for it already, good for it. Like it's always nice having extra diversity in your roster in this game. However, if you've already decided to skip, that's fine too. This is probably an okay one to skip. If any of my reasons for pulling, you're like, oh, I should have pulled, as you saw, I didn't get anything that was worthwhile. And now I'm kind of committed to finishing this. A little bit of sunk cost fallacy here, but I'm going to put the resources in to make sure I get this champion now. Hopefully they get buffed in the future, but they might not. So again, this has been Alternate Image Raid, a Raid Shadow Legends video. If you liked it, like. If you loved it. If you loved the video, sub. If you have something to say, comment. That's actually the most valuable feedback for me. Likes and comments or subs are cool. But the comments and actually letting me know, hey, this video was stupid, this video was good, this video's had value here, I wish you'd include this instead. Those are great to see. And if you dislike it, then smash that dislike button, as it's still engagement for the channel. And as always, have a great day.